brakes as hard as I could. The brakes went out. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, the brakes went out. I'm like swerving. Next thing I know, I hit 3 cars. It was a 3-car accident. I'm like, fuck. What's up, you guys? It's your boy Zubly25, and welcome to part 3 of Trouble in Marcus Houston Land. Now, I know you guys can tell that the background is a little bit different. Well, my bedroom, it gets a lot of background noise because right now there's a storm going on. Yeah, Houston just got some bipolar weather. So you guys will be hearing all of the thunder in the background. So I had to come to another part of the apartment just to do this video. And I just had to do this part 3 video while it's still fresh on my mind. And before I start this video, I just want to say that it is an honor and a privilege for anybody to make it to my StoryTime videos. So if anybody made it to my StoryTime videos, y'all should feel very, very special because not everybody can make it to my StoryTime videos. So if I'm making a StoryTime video about you guys that's watching on my channel, no hard feelings, like I'm over it. You know, some good things happen, some bad things happen, but I just make StoryTime videos because of things that happen in my life, and I just feel like I just want to share it, you know, so I will not forget it throughout the years. And I've been doing YouTube since 2016, and watching back on a lot of my old StoryTime videos, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. That's why I do these StoryTime videos. So no hard feelings to anybody. This is just something that happened in my life, so don't take it personal. Now, let's get on with the video. Now, I'm gonna make part 3 about, I think I'm gonna do the truck incidents and the car incidents leading up to when I went back to work at Raising Cane's. All right, so if you guys were following me or following this video, you guys will know that my car had broke down on New Year's Day. So Marcus was letting me use his car to do DoorDash. Okay, but what I didn't tell you guys on the other parts was that he was making up rules as he was going through the days. So he had to be at work at 9 o'clock, right? So one day I had made it back to the apartment at 8:30 and he had to be there at 9 o'clock. My fault, it was my bad, I was late. So he ended up getting to work like, I think 9:10 or something like that. And he was pissed off about it. And I still got those text messages. I still got the text messages. But I really don't want to show the text messages because I don't want to put them out there like that. But he was mad about it. And he was like, you know, no excuses, no exceptions. You need to be here at 8:30. So the next day, I came there at 8:15. I was there at the apartment at 8:15 so he could be at work at 9 o'clock. And he was not ready at all. He was not ready. He was still asleep. And he ended up leaving the apartment at 8:40, 8:50, knowing that it takes over 30 minutes for him to get to work. So I'm like, I came there early and he still wasn't ready. But when I get to the apartment at 8:30, he's ready to go to work. So it was just crazy. And then he was saying that I had to pay half his car note. So I was getting tired of it. So I started to talk to my homeboy, and I'm going to call him Aaron. So I was talking to Aaron, and I said, Aaron, you know what? Marcus keep coming up with rules as he's going on throughout the days about his car. You know, he want me to fill up his gas tank. He want me to go half on the car note. I said, I'm getting tired of it. But I need to do DoorDash so I can make some money because I wasn't getting paid for my injury. I was only getting my hospital bills paid. So I still wasn't getting my income. My income wasn't coming in. So Aaron said, you know what? You can use my truck. He said, so I'm going to come over. I'm going to drop off my truck to your apartment, and you going to drop me off at work. And then after you drop me off at work, you can do DoorDash from 11 o'clock in the morning all the way to 10 o'clock at night. So that way you can still pick up London from school. You don't have to depend on Marcus. I said, you know what, Aaron, that's a great idea. So when I told Marcus about it, he felt some type of way about it. He was like, "Oh, so you don't want to use my car no more? What happened to use my car?" And I said, "Because, Marcus, you always coming up with rules as you go, and I don't like that." I said, "Aaron is really good, and he is not gonna come up with rules as he go." So I thought, but he really didn't come up with rules as he went. But the thing about Aaron was he didn't have any insurance on his truck, and he did not have the brakes working. So the brakes started rumbling. I think it was like my second or third week driving his truck. I noticed that the brakes started rumbling. And I told him, I said, your brakes starting to rumble. We need to get this fixed. And he was like, "Oh, well, I'll get it fixed when I get my check or whatever." He got paid. He did not do it. He had to pay half of my rent because it wasn't Marcus' fault. I mean, Marcus did pay his portion of the rent. That he did do. But we were still behind on the rent because I wasn't making income, and Amber was the only one paying bills. She had to pay a car note. She had to pay my phone bill, her phone bill. It was just too much, so we was behind on the rent. So Aaron ended up paying half of our rent, so he couldn't get the brakes on his truck fixed. So he still didn't have insurance. So one day it was raining, and I was doing DoorDash in his truck. I was doing DoorDash and Instacart in his truck, and I had just dropped London off at home. And Marcus had went over to the apartment to watch London while I did DoorDash. I had got a DoorDash order to go to Wingstop. It was a good order too. So I'm on the way to Wingstop. It's pouring down, raining. I'm like pushing on the brakes. I had just exited the feeder. I had just exited like the freeway, and I was on the feeder. And I'm like, it was a red light. As soon as you exit out the feeder, it's a red light right here. So I'm trying to like push the brakes. I'm like pushing the brakes as hard as I could. The brakes went out. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, the brakes went out. I'm like swerving. Next thing I know, I hit 3 cars. It was a 3-car accident. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to jail. Ain't no insurance on this damn truck. The brakes ain't working. I'm going to jail. And I'm trying to start the truck because I ended up running into a pole, and that's what made the truck stop. So I'm trying to start the truck up. The engine was dead. The fender bender was like on the ground. The mirrors, both of the mirrors were gone. The truck was just gone. It was out of there. I'm like, damn. I'm like, how can I tell Aaron this? So I'm trying to call Aaron. I'm trying to call him. He would not answer the phone. And I still got those text messages. Here are the text messages right here. So I called him back to back, like 3 times back to back. He would not answer the phone. So he ended up texting me saying, "What's wrong?" So I'm saying, "Call me now. Emergency." He said, "What? You broke my..." No, he said, "What you broke on my truck? What is it doing?" I said, "Your brakes went out. I had a wreck. Your truck is totaled." And I'm getting soaking wet while all this is going on too, guys. Then he said, "Well, I do have to pay for the escape. Your truck is mine. You knew the risk of driving my truck." I said, "Now I'm about to go to jail because there's no insurance on the truck." He said, "Oh, didn't you know the risk?" So I said, "Aren't you going to ask if I'm okay? I mean, you're not even asking." Then he said, "Are you okay? How's my truck?" Nigga, I just told you your goddamn truck is totaled. But you were driving it, and you knew everything that was wrong with it. So, after all of that happened, the police ended up coming. I had to call Amber. Amber actually came to visit me at the accident scene when she got off of work, and it's still raining. We getting soaking wet. So I had got 2 tickets. 1 ticket for failure to brake, and another ticket for no insurance. I did have insurance on Amber's car though, but I didn't have it on the truck. Even though it wasn't my truck, I still got it because I was the driver. So I told Aaron, I said, "Yeah, I got 2 tickets." Aaron said, "You know what, man? It was partially my fault because I should have got the brakes fixed knowing that you was driving it, and I should have got the insurance on it way before I told you to drive it. So I'm going to go half with you on the ticket." So I still haven't even paid the ticket because the thing is, I go to court on August the 11th. Yeah, so hopefully they dismiss the case. But that's a whole nother story for a whole different day. It's not even August yet. But I'm just letting you guys know because this ticket happened on April 25th. And I still haven't went to court yet for the ticket. So yeah, I go to court on August 11th. And he say he gonna give me $300 for it. So we shall see. But like I said, that's another story for another day. So fast forward, we get home and we have to have a meeting because Aaron's truck is totaled, so they end up towing his truck. So we got all of the things out of his truck, all of the important things that he needed, we got out of his truck. So we talking to Marcus about how we gonna do this because I still haven't started work because I was supposed to start back at Raising Cane's on May the 11th. This was April the 25th. So we trying to talk to Marcus, me and Amber talking to Marcus about how are we all gonna get to work because right now I'm just doing DoorDash because I haven't started back working yet. But Amber has to go to work, London has to go to school, and Aaron has to go to work, and Aaron also has to get home from work. So Marcus, he said, you know what, I can help you guys out. You know, I'll come here, you know, when I get off of work at 6 in the morning, I'll come over here and Charles can use my car and he can use my car to pick up Aaron from his house and drop Aaron off at work, and then he can do DoorDash, and then he can pick London up from school in my car, you know. So we basically needed Aaron's car. But thing about Aaron is Aaron kept on switching up the plan. So the next morning, Marcus did not come to the apartments. He went to his mama's house. Why are you going to your mama's house when you're supposed to be coming to the apartment? Okay, I didn't mind him going to his mama's house to visit, but he didn't tell us that. So I'm calling Aaron. Why I keep saying Aaron? Marcus! I'm calling Marcus. I call Marcus. I'm like, hey, Marcus, where you at? Like, you supposed to be at the apartment, right? And he like, oh, you know, I'm at home right now. My mom, she said she don't want me helping you guys out because she feel like y'all taking advantage of me. I'm like, how are we taking advantage of you when you live with us? Like, how are you taking advantage of it? And he just let his mom dictate his decisions. And I didn't like that. And so me and Marcus got into a huge argument on the phone. And Amber was even mad. She was like, so, because Amber had already went to work because Amber works far as hell. So she has her car. So that means I would have had to pay for an Uber to pick up London from school when I could just use Marcus's car. But my other thing is, how is Aaron going to get home? And how is he going to get to work? Because it's early in the morning. So Aaron still got to go to work. He still got to go to work. So we don't know what Marcus is going to do. I'm like, well, Marcus said he was going to help us out. I mean, we're going to give you gas money. He like, well, I can't give you guys an answer on what I'm going to do right now because I'm still at my mom's house. I'm like, but you said last night that you was going to come to the apartment when you got off of work. And I was going to use your car to pick up Aaron from his house and take Aaron to work. And then after that, I was going to do DoorDash and pick up London from school. So now you changing up the plans. You weren't supposed to go to your mama's house. I mean, you changing up the plan. He like, well, I'll let you know when I leave over here because right now I'm not feeling good because he had just got out the hospital, I think like 2 days before that. He like, I'm not feeling good right now, so I'm going to just go lay down. I'm like, well, do I tell Aaron that he's going to have to call in to work or what? I mean, I know that you're sick and I'm sorry that you're sick, you know, but you're not following plan. Why you couldn't just come to the apartment where you're living at instead of coming home if you're not feeling good? I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. So we got into an argument over that. As soon as we hung up the phone, Raising Cane's text me asking if I could come to work. I'm like, oh man, what do I do? I need the money to go to Raising Cane's. I also need the money to do DoorDash. I don't know what to do right now. So I called Amber, like, Amber, my manager from Raising Cane's just texted me, asking me if I could come in to work. What do I do? You way over there at work. I don't have a car. Marcus was supposed to come to the apartment. we still gotta find out if Aaron needs to call in to work or if Aaron's still going to work. What do we do in this situation? She's like, well, you just gonna have to tell him you can't make it. I still got those text messages too. I'm gonna show you guys the text messages about what my manager from Raising Cane's text me. So he texted me, can you come in? This was at 8:34 in the morning. I said, not today because I don't have a ride, but I'm free tomorrow. Marcus. So I told him I couldn't come to work. So now I'm about to miss out on starting my job about 3 weeks early. And I'm also going to miss out on making money for DoorDash because I don't have a car. And now we not going to be able to pick up London from school. I'm going to have to Uber to pick up London from school and Uber to bring her back to bring her home from school. So everything was just going crazy. So Amber is pissed right now. She like, I'm going to whoop Marcus. I'm going to whoop his butt. Oh. And I'm just laying in bed like, what do we do in this situation? Like, we are in a situation, and I'm telling Aaron, man, now you got to call in to work. So Aaron is mad because Aaron got to call in to work, and I'm mad because I can't make my money and I can't start my new job. And Marcus just messed everything up because he switched the plan, and that was not part of the plan. So after that, Marcus calls me. I don't know if this was God telling me that a miracle is about to happen, but Marcus calls me. I'm like, baby, Marcus is calling. Should I answer? She like, yeah, baby, just go and answer and see what other lie he gonna come up with. Cause he pissing me off cause he changing the plan. So I answer the phone. I'm like, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. So I just answer the phone. I'm like, yes, Marcus. Yes. And he like, hey, Charles, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit better now, so I can come over to the apartment and you can use my car to pick up Aaron to take to work. And I said, oh, well, Raising Cane's just called me. Well, they just text me and they want me to come to work. He said, oh, that's good. I said, yeah, but the thing is, how am I going to get London from school if I'm going to work? He said, don't worry about all that. I'll take care of it. I'll pick up London from school. You just go to work and make your money. Okay. Are you feeling okay? Because you said that you weren't feeling good. He said, oh, I feel fine now. You know, I feel fine. I just don't want to let you down. And I told him, I said, you know, because if you do me wrong, if you steer me the wrong way, the friendship is dead. So I'm still on the phone with him. He's like, well, I'm on the way to come pick you up right now. I'm like, all right, I'll see you get here. Hang up the phone. Now this is going to bring us into part 4. Now in part 4, you guys are going to find out what happened when he picked me up from Raising Cane's. So to make a long story short on this part, he ended up picking up London from school. He was a man of his word. He picked up London from school and he picked me up from work. But you guys are going to find out what happened right before I got off of work and right after I got off of work on part 4. So stay tuned for part 4. Peace out.